What's up, nerds? Phoenix from Phoenix TV here with the newest, latest, most up-to-date, another episode of Let's Play Minecraft here on the Phoenixcraft server. Today, I just don't feel like living, so I'm going to jump out of the top of Big Tony's Tower of Pimps. Sorry to say. Just kidding. If you watched B2 Red's charity live stream, which you should have because it was pretty great, you'd have seen that we went, battled the Ender Dragon, traveled through the end, got some elytra, and I can sort of fly. Or glide, or whatever you want to call it. So that's pretty fantastic. But on top of that, ignoring the fact that I now have some really great looking elytra, wings, now the end is unguarded by the Ender Dragon, which means it's a perfect opportunity to build an Ender. I've never built one. I've seen quite a few of them on YouTube and various places, and so I figured I'd go ahead and give it a shot so we can get far more Ender Pearls, because I have the most of anybody, and another kind of XP grinder. So, first things first, let me show you what I have in mind, because I've actually built a single module of what I have in mind. So let me go load that up, and then you can see what I'm thinking. And welcome to my build world. This is what I have in mind for the Ender tunnel / general design and palette of blocks for the end part of the Ender portal. Not Ender portal, the Ender thing. Yeah, it's a pretty basic design for complex builders. For me, I'm pleased with it. The water's a bit of a mess right now, but I'm assuming it'll look a little better whenever it's got void underneath it as compared to, you know, grass blocks. But yeah, the stone bricks are pretty simple. There's stone everywhere. Everyone has stone. We have at least one iron farm at this point. Biggest problem I'm going to have is coming up with enough purpur blocks and ink. Despite the fact that my squid farm's doing pretty well, that's still going to be, you know, a couple dozen ink sacks, I would think. Probably have enough, but you know. And then this redstone lamp, which is a glowstone plus redstone, I think is what it is. Yeah, I have the most glowstone, I think, and I don't have a ton of it, so I'm probably going to have to collect a whole bunch of resources between now and this. So this cut, which was pretty much immediately after the previous one, the next one, probably not going to be so immediate. Maybe a day or two while I collect all this stuff. But anyway, let me sign off of this particular cut, day, whatever it's going to be, and I'll go collect a whole ton of resources, and then we'll jump ahead to making this thing. As part of the taking over the end thing went, we all got a leecher, but the big thing, at least on my end, as a pack rat and a collector of blocks and someone who's trying to get better at using various things other than just all jungle wood and jungle fences and so on, is now we have access to the chorus fruits, chorus plants, etc., which make purpur blocks. And I was very pleased that I was the only one, apparently, who thought ahead enough to actually collect some, what is it? Some endstone. Thought it was, wanted to make sure. Some endstone and some chorus flowers. That way I could, you know, harvest this, make this a repeatable mini farm thing. And it's actually served me pretty well, just having that little area and 4 plants. I mean, in the past, like 4 days, I've gotten this much purpur out of it, which is respectable. But for a build of the scale that I'm going for, I won't say that I need more. I could very easily just use what I have. I'm pretty close to having the amount I need anyway. But I figure it's worthwhile to go ahead and do more of a mass farm as well. So I've actually carved out this area, collected a bunch more endstone, and because I've been real careful about collecting the flowers and not just the plants, the fruit, I now have quite a bit more chorus flowers than I did originally. So I'm going to take advantage of my forethought and plant a bunch of these. And then when I'm done, I can very easily you know, benefit from the fact that I planned ahead. I can, you know, bulk farm these as compared to having to worry about trying to, yeah. Trying to keep up with what I didn't plan ahead for. That's not... Is that centered? There's no way that's centered. It's not where I wanted that. Anyway, I'll figure out the placement of these, and then I will show you what a fully, properly oversized thing looks like. But don't get me wrong, my little chorus farm is pretty effective for how big it is. It's 4 plants, but when I let them grow up to right about there, because I've set it up where I can climb to the top of that, or climb to that branch right there, jump off the top and land on here and knock off the fruits. Flowers, knock off the flowers, because those don't fall if you break the bottom. But I get roughly about half a stack of chorus fruit from climbing up and harvesting this whole thing. And at least, I've never gotten, let's see, it automatically works in my favor, but the flowers I always get in excess of, so I'm never hurting for flowers, as you can tell. I haven't had this very long, and I've already got more than enough to sustain myself in case I screw up royally. However, 32, while being half a stack and being pretty effective, this is more the kind of size I'm hoping for. See? Is that not much more? Admittedly, I'm going to lose a lot of flowers doing what I'm about to do, but again, I have the thing up there that lets me get a bunch of them. So I can just do this, and my 32 fruits, plants, whatever they are, has quickly turned into over half a stack. Let's see how much I end up with. I'm not even collecting all of them, so they take a while to drop. So there's the stack. Do I get another stack, another half out of it? Yeah, pretty easily. Yeah, that was like a stack and a half. That'll get me up to the numbers I need a lot quicker. So I'm going to use this, as well as my other one, to supplement the amount of purpur I'm going to need. I'm going to try and figure out a way to not say purpur in such a ridiculous way. And we'll jump into the end and commence the building. Welcome back. To you, it was a transition. For me, a couple days. But in that time, I've got all these things. Is it enough? No, I don't have every material that goes into the thing. But it's a good start. So, without further ado, I'm going to jump into the end portal. Keep my head down. And now I've got to find a direction that doesn't appear to be infested, or doesn't appear to have any land nearby. So let me have a little look around, see if I can find the right spot for it, and I'll let you know when I'm part of the way through. And so marks completion of the first module in the end of the Ender. Now obviously this is not a good way of doing things, to build the entire thing in one go. I keep switching between pieces and it's just slow going. I feel like I'd make much more progress if I did this in chunks, specifically building the bottom, and then the walls, and then the ceiling. So that's what I'm going to do from here on out. But first things, you know, I want to go ahead and make sure that I showed you what the full thing would look like in the end. And so far, I think it looks pretty cool. But without any more wasted time, I'm going to build out this floor about 25 more modules out. Yeah, this is going to be pretty sizable. Looking forward to it. Bottom layer of purpur is in. Now let's do the glass and the floor level half slabs. Ready? And done. That was pretty quick. It went pretty well. The only problem I have now, at least in terms of what I'm planning to do next, is this is now a spawnable platform. And so I figure I'm best suited to go ahead and build the roof. That way, I'm not having to deal with these 3-block tall Endermen, since this roof is at most 2.5 blocks high. So, I'm going to go collect a whole bunch more half slabs, instead of doing the walls next, and I will hop to that and show you how I've made progress on that. Instead of moving on to the walls next, I've had a day to think about it, and I've decided that I have an idea of what I want to do with the killing area. And because I don't need, obviously, a floor and a ceiling, I figure I'll go ahead and knock that out. So, indulge me, we'll wait a minute on the walls. And I'll just run out to the end of this platform and, you know, create more places for them to spawn. And probably kill me. Looking forward to that. While the walls might prove a little tricky to change the pattern to go around this thing, this is basically what I got. Pretty simple, nothing too crazy. But yeah, now it's time to go back to the beginning and start assembling these walls in a pattern much more complex than anything else I've tried to assemble. And I don't know if I said this in a video or just to myself, but that haunting of Enderman over there earns its name of a haunting when they all spawn in right there. So, I'm going to start assembling some walls, and I'll see you either when something significant happens or when I get to the end of the tunnel, not the end. You know what I mean. Progress is going at some adjective or adverb, whichever one it'll be in this case. I don't feel like thinking about the proper English on this one, but yeah, currently struggling with the fact that I have not nearly enough stone bricks on me. I think I have enough back at the base, but I went ahead and knocked that as much as I could. So I'm going to have to do a lot of crafting when I get there. And I should probably go ahead and switch out these purpur pillars into the ceiling while I'm here. And I have enough materials to do so. So I'll probably do that, go back, and then get back to placing down some blocks, because there's quite a few more stone bricks that I need that I was absolutely not expecting. And now with all the roofing in, there's only one thing left to do that I'm aware of, at least for today, and that's to put in all the water, which is not going to be a quick task or an easy task, but I should be able to knock this out pretty quick with an infinity pool up there. And yeah, I just got to put water on the top of this to make it where they don't spawn on the top, and then they should spawn exactly where I want them. As you can tell, I've already got a little bit of this done, but I'm not going to bore you with trying to run through all the details of that. It's just, I'm going to make the top of this water, and it's going to, A, make the sides look really cool, and B, make it where nothing will spawn. So, once again, let's get to that. And now that I've got the water in, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for today. I know this thing isn't quite complete, but given how much work I put into just this tunnel, I'm alright with this episode ending here. Next week, I'm going to build a, not a tunnel, more like a walkway through the end. That way, if you spawn in here and use this, you can walk back out safely without having to dodge looks from everything. And more importantly, I'm going to build the platform up there that makes Enderman end up right here. Because right now, I have a really cool platform. Not a full working Ender. So, anyway, this has been Phoenix from Phoenix TV. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please, for my sanity, hit the like button, subscribe, and tell me how great I did. Unless you think I sucked, in which case, you know, just don't comment. Thanks for watching.